everybody's attendance this evening. We'll start this evening's meeting with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The school board has received the minutes from the August board meetings. I ask for a motion for approval for those minutes.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Next would be personnel.
On our personnel list tonight, starting with Dean Varnich as a volunteer baseball coach.
I'll make a motion to approve Dean Burdick for assistant baseball coach.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Approved.
And I made the decision that we haven't done substitute teachers or substitute bus drivers, but I just feel like it's a good idea to do. So next on the list, Warren Cox as a substitute teacher.
Motion to approve. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Chet Hunsley as a substitute bus driver.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Butch Goose as boys varsity assistant coach
Motion
for basketball. Yep. Thank you, Melanie.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Joseph Clifford as a substitute teacher.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And Sarah Satoski, substitute teacher.
Motion to approve.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Next agenda item this evening is the claim packet.
I thought I had got Mr. Ritchie to cut that.
I'm like, did you just hear me? Did you just hear
I
me?
knew what you were doing.
I'm like,
I thought we were on the same page, but he's still on a lot of pages. So. There are 2 or 3 in there that you're familiar with.
Make a motion to approve the claim packet.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. Public comments. Are there any public comments on the agenda this evening? We'll move on then to the education budget hearing. At this time, I'd like to open the hearing for the education budget.
You have a copy of Form 4, which shows you the 2 funds that have a tax rate associated with it, the debt service and the operations. Then I included a couple pages of Budget Form 1, which we did show you the totals of your debt service and your rainy day.
If I may, what was the change to the education budget this year compared to last year?
I don't have last year's with me,
Okay,
but I'd be able to email you that.
okay, thank you.
Any further questions on the education budget? If not, we'll close Especially when it's motion open.
Then we do, yeah.
Do I have a motion by the board to close the hearing?
Yes. Change that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Jim, got it? Thank you.
Thank you. The next will be the capital projects hearing. At this time, I'd like to open the hearing for capital projects.
Make a motion to open capital projects here.
Second.
I'll second.
Are there any public comments on the capital projects?
I have to not get it all today.
I can tell you, it's a good question. We've got 3 items listed on there, roof maintenance, that was budgeted in $15,000 for. Tuck pointing on some of our masonry around the Wanatah building. We've talked about being in need of, we've put $20,000 in there. And then sand, paint, refinish gym floors, both Tiger did and Wanatah, and we have a total of $50,000 budgeted in there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm curious, how come the administrative office isn't included in that? The portable building that you guys are proposing and the site work for it?
I'll have to talk with Mr. Ritchie and Mr. Crimmins and see why we wouldn't have that listed in there.
The 15,000 is roof on which location?
For both locations. Yeah.
Okay.
Any further comments by the public or the board? If not, I'll ask for a motion to close the hearing.
Make a motion to close the hearing.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. And finally, I'd like the motion by the board to open the bus replacement.
Make a motion to open bus replacement hearing. I'll second.
Provide an overview for it.
Sure. So the bus replacement plan goes out 5 years, and we have budgeted in each one of those 5 years the funds necessary to cover the cost of 2 full-size school buses, if that were necessary. In our fleet, we've got some very high mileage vehicles, and then the max yearly lifespan is 12 years. It used to be 10, but most recently it's moved to 12. So that's what we have on our bus replacement plan.
You
Yes,
said full size, how many passengers? Because full size in my mind is a 66 passenger.
we sometimes buy 66 and we have some 72.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions by the public or the board?
I have a question. You see, you got Freightliners and Chevys. What's it Thomas? Is that through the Silver Lake down there?
Yeah, we do all through Silver Lake, Curlin's on Silver Lake, yeah. Yeah, so one, I wouldn't be able to tell you which, but one is the engine, one is the chassis. As far as the two, you see.
The chassis, the truck that you're concerned about.
The Thomas.
Freightliner, I don't know any school board members that had Freightliners for buses for a while. Concerned about the maintenance on them.
Okay,
I think Bobble still has some Freightliners. I think Bobble still has some Freightliners.
Okay.
Is there actually a shortage right now? I've heard something, I know there's driver shortage, but I also heard there's a shortage in the school bus.
oh, I have no doubt there is, yeah. I don't know what, I was given a time frame on the new activity bus that we ordered.
If there are no further questions, I ask for a motion to close the hearing on bus replacement.
Make a motion to close the bus replacement hearing.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. Next agenda item this evening would be the 2022 capital projects plan. The hearing was at our last meeting. So this evening, I would ask for a motion for approval for the capital project plan.
Make a motion to approve the capital projects plan.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. And then next would be the 2022 bus replacement plan that was also presented with the capital projects plan at the last meeting. I ask for a motion for approval.
Motion to approve the bus replacement plan.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. I inadvertently skipped the balance sheet. So we need to go back to the balance sheet portion under the claim docket.
It's 21 and 22, as far as my number of pages.
If there are no questions by the board, do I have an approval? I approve it.
Motion to approve.
Is the balance, excuse me, is the balance sheet showing both accounts or aggregate, or what is it you're balancing?
The
The
balance sheet,
operating,
that it shows all of our funds. The board can
Okay.
see all of each
Okay.
fund. Yep,
all right, thank you.
you're welcome. Yep.
Okay, we'll continue moving on then to tree service.
Yes, the work is done at Wanatah with all the dead or dying or diseased trees and getting dead branches, limbs cleaned up. It really looks much nicer. We all know it was painful to remove the big sycamore tree for the project, but we didn't have a choice on that. Anyhow, the portion outside of the project area there is what we're approving for $7,200 to pay for that work. That the only thing remaining, and we'll hold the check until all the stumps are ground, but he's made a lot of progress on that this week.
Motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Tiger Den HVAC repair.
Yeah, so 13 and 14, I'll just talk about them together. We've had double whammies here to start the school year with our HVAC at both locations, here with the Tiger Den and also 2 of the chillers at Wanatah. So for item 13, needing approval to, I have scheduled the replacement of the Tiger Den unit. It will require a large-scale crane to lift that unit up onto the roof. And so approval to pay that, which at a cost of $28,900 for that replacement.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved.
And then 14, and that work is with Loving's Heating and Cooling here at the Tiger Den. 14, the HVAC repair and replace. Now we have, Dara and I have completed an insurance claim on that one because potentially there's a power surge, which would lead you to believe lightning strike, potentially. We're waiting on that to find out on that claim. But if that claim does not go through, I'm looking for approval tonight to proceed because obviously we have to have it.
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that is with Dakin, who has put in the other units, and that is at a price tag of $24,150. Thank you.
Need an insurance policy on our HVAC.
Yeah. Well, this year was HVAC. You know, the first couple of years it was all water related. So that's what we have in operations.
That's exactly right.
We've got principal report. Do we have one of those here?
Yes, yeah. High school girls cross-country team won the 421 invite earlier this month, and actually it was late August, and then they were second at the Couch invite. So they've done really well this year. We have College Go Week next week in both buildings. So we'll be talking about college, also we'll be talking about careers a little bit too, but colleges, our seniors have an opportunity. There's 20 plus schools that have free applications for the week during College Go Week, so they'll have an opportunity if they want to apply at those colleges. We'll be doing some spirit days and different activities. Both of our guidance counselors will be doing that. Next week during Scarecrow Fest, the Tri-Township Athletic Department is sponsoring the Scarecrow Stampede in the morning, Saturday morning, and then we are sponsoring the fish fry on Saturday night. So we'll have a lot of busy people on Saturday. Here at LaCrosse, during our SRT time, our student resource time, we had a couple teachers that came up with a spirit banner contest. On the top floor above the lockers, there's a lot of just open white space, and so they wanted to decorate that. So for the last 3 weeks, the teacher of that class and the kids have put together spirit banners. Tomorrow they'll go up, and they'll be judged. So that's something that we've been doing here. Last Friday, we had our building kickoff celebration at Wanatah. It was pre-K through 12. I know the elementary kids really liked it. They getting construction hats. I know a lot of them were excited. A lot of high schoolers were not excited because they didn't get a construction hat. But yeah, it was a good feeling. It was a good vibe, and I was appreciative of all the kids that came. Appreciative of the board members for coming, and like to echo what Mr. Shepard said. Amy, Alyssa, and Jared did a great job of setting that up. That came from them. That was their idea, and they ran with it. So appreciative of that. Last night we had boys volleyball senior night. So we had 6 seniors that played their last home game last night. We had a couple parents. Harold Welcher came, and it was his first boys volleyball game that he has ever commentated for. And so he had an enjoyable night. We had the kids go around and we tried to raise money for the Sherilyn Welcher Foundation. Between Hebron fans and LaCrosse fans, by the end of the night, it was over $1,000 that we raised. So again, appreciative of both communities, and it was a very spirited game, the boys game, and so it was good to see our girls and as fans getting into it. Their fans were getting into it. It was good to see us finally get back to people in the stands and enjoying the game. It was loud in here, so it was a lot of fun. A little hot, but it was enjoyable. So Mrs. Lance has started an elementary choir for grades 3 through 5. We have 15 kids in there, and they're giving up recess time to go to choir. So
That's great.
I commend her for doing that. And the hope is that those kids keep growing into the choir program then. And the last thing is, at the end of this month, and the first 2 days of February, we're gonna send our pre-K through 2nd grade teachers. It's a 4-day training with Kendor Learning. It's a K through 2 reading curriculum. So we're sending 6 teachers to that. And I think there's a lot of new things that they're gonna learn to be able to do in the classroom. So we're lucky enough to have enough aides and now subs that we're able to do this. So I think it'll be good collaboration for those 6 teachers.
That's great.
That's what I have.
Thank you. Yeah, I will echo that our Friday event was really, really spot on. And it was nice to see, to have the entire, both campuses together and to kick that off. That was cool. I'm really impressed with our seniors, what I'm seeing so far, with volleyball on both sides. Just because that's what I've attended at this point. So, shout out again to Alyssa and Amy and Dara. I appreciate the board being able to attend these things. I know we're all extremely busy, but it's definitely nice. I have been able to take a lot of pictures so far of the progress. I just have to get to where I can get it on the website and create a page, and that's the goal for this weekend, so we can start to see, just a progression and watch it all happen over the course of the next year. So that's one of the things I'm working on.
The interaction with the kids in the high school and the elementary and junior high was really good to see them interacting like that. You really miss that when you don't see that actually happen.
You do, and that's what I'm really excited about, that aspect of it, getting those older kids with our younger kids.
That's what I'm really excited about.
There's gonna be a lot of things that we can do with that, a lot of programs we've got, very similar to what Tori's doing right now. We can do that same model with a lot of things, I believe, once everybody's on one campus. So yeah,
Motion to adjourn.
you got it.
Superintendent report.
That was-
He said motion.
Yeah,
That's everything.
that was it, I'm good.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
There you go.
Aye.
You missed
Like
my
Spitfire.
magic. I just,
Spitfire around.
that was all I had to do.
I was down for some. Appreciate everyone's attendance. Next meeting, September 30th, at LaCrosse.
Yes, we will be back here again for a second time this month on the 30th to adopt our budget.